In a refreshing departure from the glittering glare of the global spotlight, Travis Kelce traded stadiums filled with roaring thousands for the more intimate, fervent bleachers of a Kansas high school on Friday, reconnecting with the pure, unadulterated roots of his football journey. Gone were the paparazzi lenses and the buzz of his high-profile date nights with Taylor Swift, replaced by the crisp autumn air and the familiar, resonant sounds of amateur athletics, the sharp crack of shoulder pads, the shouted plays from young quarterbacks, and the passionate cheers from local families. This was a deliberate step back into the community and the simple, foundational love of the game that first forged him, a quiet evening of support that spoke volumes about the core identity that exists beneath his superstar persona. While the looming shadow of a vital NFL showdown against the Denver Broncos this Sunday demands intense focus and film study, Travis Kelce momentarily stepped away from the professional grind to immerse himself in the sport's purer form. As the entire Chiefs organization fine-tuned strategies for the battle at Arrowhead, their superstar tight end sought a different kind of preparation, finding solace in the raw, unscripted passion of a high school game. The cold bleachers and the echoing shouts of teenage players provided a stark and perhaps necessary contrast to the multi-million-dollar spectacle that awaits him, serving as a grounding reminder of the fundamental love for football that propels every level of the game, from the local Friday night lights to the blinding glare of a national broadcast. The presence of the VIP guest did not go unnoticed, as multiple fans spotted the towering figure of Travis Kelce sitting inconspicuously behind the end zone at the high school field in Lenexa, Kansas. A wave of excitement rippled through the crowd, not with the deafening roar of Arrowhead, but with the hushed, buzzing energy of smartphones being raised. Soon, photos and videos flooded social media, capturing the surreal sight of the NFL superstar engrossed in the local playoff battle. He wasn't alone in his support. Sharing the bleachers was his former Chiefs teammate, tight end Blake Bell, whose personal investment in the game ran deep. His nephew was reportedly on the field, fighting for St. James Academy against a formidable Mill Valley squad. There, amidst the chill of a Friday night, two professional athletes were simply members of the community, their focus not on their own impending professional clash, but on the raw, high-stakes drama of family and grassroots football. Amid the flurry of social media posts, one heartwarming video in particular captured the essence of the evening's magic, showcasing a young St. James player who, in a storybook moment, broke through the defensive line and surged into the end zone, scoring a touchdown directly in front of the very spot where Travis Kelce was watching. The player's triumphant celebration was instantly magnified by the surreal backdrop of the NFL superstar leaping to his feet, cheering and applauding with genuine, unrestrained enthusiasm. In that fleeting instant, a local high school athlete achieved a rare bragging right, scoring a touchdown with one of the greatest to ever play the position as an eyewitness, a memory and a viral highlight that undoubtedly transcends any typical playoff game statistic and becomes the stuff of lifelong local legend. The threads of the Kansas City Chiefs' extended family wove tightly throughout the evening, as it was later revealed by KSHB 41 reporter Matt Foster that the primary impetus for Kelce's visit was to lend his support to another former teammate, Anthony Sherman, who now serves as an assistant coach for the St. James team. This layer of camaraderie deepened the context of his presence, transforming it from a casual spectator's outing into a deliberate mission to bolster a brother from his football past. The Chiefs' connections ran even deeper on the field itself, as St. James running back, Jake House, carries the legacy of his father, current KC assistant coach Matt House. Therefore, when that young player surged into the end zone directly in front of Kelce, the celebrated touchdown was not just witnessed by a random NFL star, but was cheered on by a deeply invested member of a tight-knit football fraternity, there to honor the bonds that connect the sport from the highest echelons down to its foundational roots. And in a fitting capstone to an evening steeped in community and camaraderie, it ended up being a profoundly positive night for Kelce and his circle of Chiefs pals, both past and present. The St. James Academy Thunder, fueled by the support from the sidelines and the legacy of their KC connections, ultimately emerged victorious from the hard-fought battle, clinching a nail-biting 45-41 win to storm into the next round of the playoffs. As the final whistle blew, Kelce's visit was cemented not just as a nostalgic trip, but as a successful mission of support, sharing in the unbridled joy of his former teammate Sherman and the entire team, a heartening victory for the extended Chiefs family that surely provided the superstar with a potent dose of inspirational fuel before returning to his own high-stakes playoff pursuit on Sunday. Travis Kelce's presence on the sidelines of a high school football game marked a striking departure from his typical Friday night itinerary. This low-key appearance stood in stark contrast to the glittering, paparazzi-flashed date nights he has become accustomed to with his fiancée, Taylor Swift, in cities like New York. Instead of exclusive rooftop bars or star-studded galas, he was immersed in the raw, unvarnished atmosphere of local sports, the scent of damp grass, the roar of a community crowd, and the unscripted chaos of the game. It was a conscious step away from the global spotlight and a return to the grassroots, rough-and-tumble essence of the sport that first defined him, highlighting a different, more grounded side of the celebrity couple's life. While the community in Lenexa was abuzz with the surprise appearance of its hometown hero, the spotlight's other half was notably absent. Taylor Swift was nowhere to be seen amidst the modest bleachers and local fervor of the high school game. However, her expected presence at the looming Sunday matchup at Arrowhead Stadium casts this quieter moment as merely an interlude. This delineation of their schedules underscores the balancing act they maintain, between low-key local support and the colossal, worldwide spectacle of an NFL game day, where her attendance in the stands is not just a personal gesture but a certified event in its own right, transforming the Chiefs' kingdom into a convergence of sports and pop culture grandeur. Meanwhile, this week offered fans a coveted and intimate window into the carefully guarded private life of Travis and Taylor, a glimpse set into motion when the singer released a tantalizing teaser trailer for her upcoming Eras Tour documentary. The brief clip transcended a mere promotion for the concert spectacle. It was a deliberate gift to the devoted, splicing majestic stadium performances with grainy, sun-dappled moments of respite. Followers were treated to the sight of Taylor, not as the incandescent star commanding a crowd of thousands, but in quiet, off-stage moments, laughing backstage, sharing a whispered conversation in the dim light of a car, or simply existing in a space of unguarded normalcy with Travis by her side. This strategic reveal masterfully blurred the line between the global phenomenon and the private individual, transforming the documentary from a simple concert film into a poignant chronicle of the personal world she has built amidst the roaring adoration. The clip instantly crystallized the unique synergy of their worlds, capturing a sun-streaked, casual moment where Taylor, seen from a backseat camera angle during a car journey, placed a call to Kelce. The conversation was not one of grand romantic declarations, but of effortless, understanding camaraderie. Their shared laughter bubbled up easily, creating an intimate bubble within the moving vehicle as they playfully deconstructed the surprising parallels of their high-stakes careers. "You got teammates, I got teammates," he agreed, his voice warm with recognition. Swift, seizing the thread with delight, extended the analogy with the perfect, poignant touchstone of her own life. "You've got Coach Reed, I've got my mom." In that simple exchange, the clip masterfully illustrated that beyond the screaming fans and the blinding stadium lights, they had found in each other a rare peer who truly understood the peculiar pressures, loyalties, and structures that defined their extraordinary lives. The sweet clip culminated in a burst of shared, unfiltered laughter, a sound that seemed to dissolve the very distance between them before the frame faded to black. This theme of finding profound connection in the chaos of their lives was beautifully echoed later in the trailer, which offered another stolen moment of intimacy. Underneath the stage, in the hushed, industrial silence that exists just beneath the roaring applause, the couple was seen wrapped in a private world of their own. There, surrounded by the cold steel of scaffolding and the muted thrum of the departing crowd above, they shared a tender embrace that melted into a loving kiss, a quiet, powerful testament to the sanctuary they have built for one another in the shadows of the spotlight, a grounding force amid the dizzying spectacle of their parallel lives. The moment served as a perfect visual metaphor for their relationship. There, in the stark, utilitarian underbelly of the stadium, stood Swift, still radiant in one of her iconic, sequined Eras Tour ensembles, a glittering vestige of the mythic persona that had, moments before, commanded the attention of thousands. Yet, her action was one of pure, unvarnished intimacy as she wrapped her arms around the sports star from behind, a spontaneous gesture of affection that transcended the performer she was on stage. In response, he turned, leaning into her embrace with an easy familiarity, and closed the distance to plant a soft, affectionate smooch on her. It was a collision of two worlds, the dazzling, meticulously crafted spectacle of her performance and the simple, grounding truth of their private affection, proving that even amidst the roaring fame, the most quiet moments backstage could hold the greatest resonance.